How will the world end? Well, it's been far too long since I have covered a question for which I had the opportunity to give my favorite answer, which is, I don't know. I don't know in any kind of detail how the world will end. I know even less about when the world will end, but I do know a few things about the world's end. One, Jesus wins. You know, there is inside the church, the evangelical Bible-believing church, a wide array of differing opinions about how the end of the world will come to pass. And that can be frustrating. That can be confusing, particularly for the new believer. It can also be a point of pride, which is foolishness for the older believer. But what every one of these views have in common is, in the end, Jesus wins. In the end, Jesus wins. And that's really the single most important thing we need to know about how the world will end. There will be one last final battle between Jesus and the serpent. And Jesus will crush him like the worm that he is. Now, that's not the end. Because what happens at that point is that there will be a new heaven and a new earth. And even that can be misleading, because it will not be a totally new heaven and a totally new earth. Instead, it will be this earth and the existing heaven remade. Just like when our bodies are raised, which is also part and parcel about the end times, when our bodies are raised, there's both continuity and discontinuity with the bodies that we have now. They'll still be us. They'll be these bodies raised again, but they'll be raised incorruptible. There'll be these bodies without disease or sickness or pain or death. The same is true of the whole of the universe, the whole of reality. It will be new. But that is not how the story ends. Friends, the story ends. You can read about this in 1 Corinthians chapter 15. The story ends after this final battle, after this great victory, after the new heavens and the new earth, when the Son delivers all of it to his Father. He presents it to his Father. Because what's happening there, friends, is Jesus, who is the last Adam, has not only brought history to a close, but he has fulfilled the original calling to the first Adam. He will have fulfilled the dominion mandate to fill the earth and subdue it, to rule over the birds of the air, the fish of the sea, and everything that creeps upon the ground. He will have demonstrated righteous reign and rule. And we will celebrate. We will rejoice. I gotta tell you, I'm not. I gotta give you a caution. Obviously, this is not from the Bible. But if you want to get a sense of the feeling of what I think the end of history will feel like, it's just a shadow. It's not at all the real thing. But if you want to get a sense of that, check out the conclusion of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy, the wedding that ends it all. For finally, it ends with a dance, as the Lord of the dance leads his bride, the church, in rejoicing, in celebrating, in love, and in feasting. The end of the world, friends, it's a party. It's the party to end all parties.